Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are diving straight into the sheer skill, the intricate mechanics, and the intense on-field drama that is completely defining the 2026 World Cup's newly expanded knockout stage. I mean, we are witnessing a tournament structure unlike absolutely anything in the history of international soccer, and the stakes, they have literally never been higher. Let's get right into it.
495. Take just a second to let that massive number sink in. That is exactly how many mathematical combinations are required just to figure out the matchups for this tournament's wildly complex new knockout bracket. It sounds completely chaotic, right? Well, it kind of is. But there's a very specific logic to it, and understanding that logic is absolutely crucial to grasping what these teams are fighting for out on the pitch.
Section 1. A massive new knockout stage.
So to understand how on earth we get to those 495 combinations, we've got to look at FIFA's actual regulations. Advancing out of the group stage is a totally different beast now. You secure an automatic spot by finishing in the top 2 of your group. And remember, there are 12 groups total now. But if you stumble, you aren't necessarily out. You can still fight tooth and nail to secure one of the 8 best third-place spots. This entirely new qualification path creates a massive, unprecedented 32-team single-elimination bracket.
And that, my friends, brings us to the brand new stage of the tournament, the round of 32. For the very first time, surviving the group stage drops you right into this massive single-elimination gauntlet. From this point forward, every single match is played to an absolute finish. There's no tomorrow. If the score is level after 90 minutes, we go to 30 minutes of extra time, and if needed, the unbearable tension of a penalty shootout. The margin for error is officially 0.
Moving on to Section 2, the third-place puzzle.
Now, filling out that 32-team bracket is where things get mathematically insane. Seeding those 8 third-place teams, it's like a giant puzzle. The tournament regulations literally publish a massive table in Annex C with 495 specific combinations to determine who plays who in the round of 32. Because the top-seeded group winners have to play these third-place teams, the final bracket entirely depends on exactly which groups those survivors originate from. It makes the fight for those third-place finishes mathematically chaotic, constantly shifting, and just incredibly tense right up until the final whistle.
Which brings us to Section 3, Bosnia's push for the 32. All right, enough with the cold, hard rulebook. Let's zoom in to the reality of the pitch, because this complex math translates into desperate, brilliant football. Take a look at the timeline from a crucial Group B match between Bosnia and Herzegovina and Qatar. In the 28th minute, you have 18-year-old wonder kid Aurélien Alajbegović scoring an absolutely sublime wonder goal. Just 5 minutes later, 40-year-old veteran Edin Dzeko forces an own goal. And then, deep in the match, 21-year-old substitute Ermin Mamić seals a 3-1 victory. I mean, talk about an incredible generational effort. You've got an 18-year-old and a 40-year-old leaving everything out there to survive the group.
So the big takeaway here is that this victory puts Bosnia and Herzegovina on 4 points. That secures them a third-place finish in Group B, and with 4 points, it hands them a highly probable ticket to the round of 32. On the flip side, this exact same result officially ends Qatar's World Cup adventure. Razor-thin margins, folks. That is the line between advancing into the 495 combination puzzle and just going home. Next up, Section 4, Ghana's VAR outrage. But hey, it's not just wonder goals and heroic teamwork deciding who goes through. Over in Group L, intense officiating controversy is completely dominating the narrative. Let's look at a remarkably tense, scoreless draw between Ghana and England. During this match, 2 massive, unreviewed incidents left the Ghanaian bench absolutely furious. In the 66th minute, Ghana's Prince Kwabena Adu collided heavily with England's goalkeeper Jordan Pickford, and the foul was actually given against the Ghanaian forward. Then, in the 79th minute, England defender Ezri Konsa put in a high, late tackle on Adu that was just waved on. In both instances, no VAR review was triggered. Well, Ghana's manager Carlos Queiroz did not hold back in the post-match press conference. Now, we're just looking at his perspective here, but it really highlights the immense pressure of these matches. He sarcastically questioned the officiating, asking, "Is VAR still working in the World Cup?" and suggested that the VAR referee was actually on vacation during the second half. He kept going with this really colorful critique, suggesting the VAR officials went out to grab coffee. From his viewpoint on the touchline, he called it a clear penalty and a red card on Konsa that were completely ignored. Now, obviously we aren't here to play referee, but this perfectly illustrates the boiling point temperatures in these group stages. Every single call or non-call can alter a nation's destiny.
But, despite all that intense outrage, look at the actual standings. That hard-fought, controversial draw leaves both Ghana and England sitting comfortably level on 4 points at the top of Group L. Both teams are in a very strong position to advance, proving that sometimes grinding out a tough result, no matter how frustrating the circumstances, is exactly what's required in this format. And finally, Section 5, the road to MetLife. Because all these high-stakes group stage battles, the wonder goals, the outrage, the insane math, they're really just the appetizer. Once the dust settles and those 495 combinations resolve into a concrete bracket, the real gauntlet begins. Starting June 28, 2026, the 32 surviving teams will battle through 32 unforgiving single-elimination matches. It's a grueling sprint that culminates in the absolute pinnacle of world soccer, the final on July 19th.
So I've got to ask you, with 495 possible bracket combinations, the emotional drama already at a boiling point, and literally zero margin for error, who do you think has what it takes? Who survives the sheer chaos of this new knockout stage to reach the final at MetLife Stadium? It's going to be an absolutely wild ride. Thanks for tuning into this explainer, and keep a close eye on those third-place standings, because the math is just getting started.